Welcome to the Auto Haul Hunters program, the work from home program that we've been working on for so long. I know many of you have been exposed to this through my Instagram or LinkedIn or other various platforms, and so thank you for spending the time to join us today. Purpose of this video today is to introduce you to the program, tell you a little bit more about what it is, get you logged in as new hunters, auto haul hunters, in the platform that we've been building for many months, and kind of share a little bit more information about what it is that you're going to be doing. I'll walk you through. Treat this almost as a little training or a little tutorial for you. I'll show you how to create a profile. I'll show you how to source a lead, and then we'll talk about how you're going to get paid, which is probably half the reason why all of you are here. So again, I'm really grateful that you guys have all taken the time to raise your hand and say that you wanted to be involved in this, and grateful that you're going to put in the time to give this a shot, because ultimately I think this will help you, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a college student, whether you're a high school student, whether you're just trying to make extra income on the side, whatever you are, ultimately this is going to help you quite a bit. So we're going to log in here. You can see my screen right now. I just logged into autohaulhunters.com, and so that's the domain that you're going to go to. You'll see in the top right there's a login, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. It's going to give you a few different options like you can see here. One of them is you can sign in with a Google account, you can sign in with social media, Twitter or Facebook, but for this example I'm going to just go ahead and use a Gmail account, which is going to be my email. So once I create an account, this is what you'll see. The user interface is very basic still and not high priority for us, and so the more that time goes on and the more times that you log in, the more likely it is that you'll see this start to change as you log into the web interface here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to click on Leads Training. It'll make you actually go through a training before you can submit your first lead. So the first tab you'll see three of them, is the auto haul buying criteria. These are the types of deals that we're looking for out there, and we've left it pretty open, pretty vague. And so that really gives you guys the opportunity to source from a wide variety of inventory. So you see the price, the make and model, the year, the mileage, the transmission, and the title status. And we just want you to kind of stick to those. And if you forget, as you're searching on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or other places, you can refer back to what that criteria is here. The second thing that we'll show you is how to find a lead. I'm going to show a little example inside of Craigslist today of how to go and source a lead, but if you forget, you can refer back to this tab. It makes it really, really easy to go and communicate with the customer, get the information that we need to ultimately submit that lead and be paid. And then the third thing is just to complete your training, and as soon as you complete that, you can click this big blue button here at the bottom. So when I click into that, you'll see there's a new lead form. That lead form contains a URL, where did you find the lead, a VIN number, an asking price, mileage, and then ultimately vehicle condition. So I'll demonstrate. This is kind of the way that I would go in and source a lead. You can source from a variety of different places. I highly recommend the ones that we recommended here, which is Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. You may find deals on places like AutoTrader or eBay or even Cars.com, Car Gurus, places like that, but I think for the most part, Facebook and Craigslist are going to be good places for you to hang out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come into Craigslist here. You'll see on the left-hand side, I have the opportunity to search from a bunch of different places. I'm already in Cars and Trucks. So the first thing you'll do is you'll select on that page, you'll select Cars and Trucks at the beginning. Second, you'll come in here. Again, we want only inventory that's by owner. You'll see that at the top left here. The second thing is, from a miles perspective, you're going to want to put in 85225. That's the zip code here at Auto Haul. It's going to make it more convenient for people in this area to bring cars in. And I would recommend doing within 5, 10, 15, probably maximum 20 miles of here. So I'll put in 20. Again, price, we want inventories ranging between $3,000 and $15,000. Make and model is irrelevant. Model year, again, we want 2008. and newer. And in fact, I think even in there we go as far back as 2004. For this case, we use 2008 and newer. Odometer, minimum is 0, maximum 180,000. So once you put in that criteria and you update your search, it's going to give you all of the inventory that exists within that criteria. I guess the other things that I failed to mention are title status here on the left. You'll actually have to click that as a drop down. You'll want to select clean title. We only sell clean titles here. Eventually in the future, at some point, we may start doing some salvage and rebuild stuff, but for today we won't. And then the last thing is transmission. We want that transmission to be automatic. So I'll go update that search, and it's going to populate. I have 13 results for this specific car. And here you'll see I'm searching just for Nissan Versas. You can leave that blank if you'd like. So what I recommend is I come into this ad here. 90% of the time there won't be a VIN number, and so the VIN number is kind of the most important piece of information that you'll have to obtain from the customer. As I'm looking in here, I'm making sure that it checks all of the various criteria. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to obtain from the customer, I'm going to get on the phone with them, literally call them up, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm really interested in your car. I'd love to just make sure that the title is clean, that the car history is clean. Are you able to provide me with a VIN number, please? So it could be a phone call, it could be an email from time to time, or it could be a text message. But the importance there is that you're getting that VIN number, because the VIN ultimately is kind of the secret sauce to this whole thing. For sake of grabbing a VIN, I'm going to go to randomvin.com. That's going to let me get a VIN here. And as soon as you have that VIN from the customer, you're going to go in, you're going to enter that VIN number here. I'm going to grab this link from the Craigslist ad. I'm going to put it into the URL. Their asking price on the car is $3,600, so I'm going to put $3,600 here. The mileage on the vehicle is 155,000, so I'm going to put 155,000 there. And based on the pictures, I can see some dirt inside the car here. I see the exterior looks pretty clean. There may be some fading in the headlight. There may be some dents or some dings that we can see in the picture here on the hood. And so I'm going to select for this one that it's good condition. Generally, you're going to see cars that are either fair or good. It's going to be really rare that you select excellent. And so only select that if you're on the phone with a customer and they say, literally, this thing is pristine. It doesn't have a scratch on it. It doesn't have a dent on it. I have history and service records of the last 10 maintenance that we've done. Otherwise, I would select fair or good, depending on what the car actually is. So then I'm going to submit my lead. Only takes a couple of minutes. When I submit that lead, you'll see that this one was actually accepted. And so it says, thanks for submitting the lead. Your lead is perfect. Now, please fill out the contact info. So sometimes you'll have their name. If you don't, obviously reach out, figure out what their name is. But usually in Craigslist and Facebook, 100% of the time you'll have their name. Their email address, we need a contact email. It's really important. So put in their email, their phone number, and then the appointment date or time. And so for this one, the format that I want you to use is just a numerical format. So I'll use 07 and the date today. So if they were coming in tomorrow, we'd say Friday, which is 06, July 6th, at, so I'll say either at or just do at 10:30 a.m. Okay. So when we receive this lead, that's the information that we have. So be as specific as you can when putting in there the appointment date and time. And when you're done, you click finish your submission. And it gives me a thumbs up. So that's one new lead that's been accepted by the system. And you may ask yourself, what's actually happening behind the scenes there? What we're using a very specific algorithm that we've built that exists behind the scenes, that when you put that information in there, it's essentially going to tell us, based on our internal criteria, what deals we want to buy and what deals we don't. And so I'm going to go back in and show you kind of a similar one. If you were to put all that information in there and the VIN didn't pass, or the car didn't pass that criteria, then it's actually going to give you a frowny face, not a thumbs down. It's going to give you a frowny face. And it's going to tell you, if you can get on the phone with a customer or text a customer, email a customer, and get them to agree to a lesser price, then go and resubmit that lead, and there's a good chance that maybe it could be accepted after that. So hopefully that all makes sense. That's the gist of it. Essentially what's going to happen is we will receive all of those accepted leads. We're going to have customers in here to our facility where we do an inspection. When we do that inspection, as soon as that holds, we're going to pay you $25. As soon as we buy the car, we're going to pay you an additional $75. So each of these leads that you submit, as long as the customer shows up, you're going to get paid. If we buy the car, you're going to get paid another $75 for a total of $100. And so I really do think, we've done this in our facility time and time again. If you get good at it and you work at it and you're persistent and your follow-up is good with these people, I really do believe that you can get 2, 3, 4, even 4 or 5 people to come in for an inspection each day. And so it can take some time, obviously, but we got to the point where we could source a new lead in probably every 25 to 30 minutes, right? And if we end up buying those, that's $100 for you. So I think it's an amazing program. You guys are the beta testers. I'm really grateful for you guys. I think it'll be a good thing for you if you stick to it. And then after we test this beta, as we continue to develop our UI and enhance our product, eventually we're gonna open this up nationwide. And our goal ultimately is to become the leader in private party acquisition nationally. So again, thanks for doing this. Really grateful that each of you are going to be a part of it, and look forward to working together. Thanks.